lonely world. I say we can start again. We're on the same ship. It's called Starship Earth. It is not too late. It's our home, so don't say that it's fake. We must not give up to build our future on our dreams. We will never lie down and die, but we'll find a way to survive. We all have somebody we love. We know that's why we're here. We battle for freedom. It is a battle against the dark. I have my dreams. You know I'm not afraid of bleeding. It is the time. We battle for tomorrow. It is a battle against time. And we can do miracles. So take my hand. We need to save this world. Who said we are lost again in this lonely world? I say we can start again. We're on the same ship. It's called Starship Earth. It is not too late. It's our home, so don't say that it's fake. We must not give up to build our future on our dreams. We will never lie down and die, but we'll find a way to survive. We all have somebody we love. We know that's why we're here. We battle for freedom. It is a battle against the dark. I have my dreams. You know I'm not afraid of bleeding. It is the time. We battle for tomorrow. It is a battle against time. And we can do miracles. So take my hand. We need to save this world.
We will choose to fight for a world beyond. It is not too late. It's our home, so don't say that it's fair. We're never willing to give up till our future is built on our dreams.
Son of a bitch.
That's right, we're back! What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Phantasy Star Universe, Ambition of the Illuminus. We're on the second half, known as Episode 3, because the first half is Episode 2. And Episode 1 is, of course, the base game, Phantasy Star Universe. Let's jump back into where we left off, shall we? How did I fuck up that title? I was supposed to be part 22, and I wrote part 222.
You suck!
Apparently. Shit, maybe I held the 2 key too long when I pushed the 2. I swear I just went backspace on the 1, because it was 21, and then hit 2, and then I was like, immediately... I must have just... Yeah. Detected a double input or something. Anyway. I forgot to move this tab over. That actually has the, There we go. Alright, we're good. So, yeah, we left off on Photon Harvest Part 2, the second half. Yeah, Photon Harvest 2. Photon Harvest 1 was like a low-key slice of life anime moment. It was definitely meant to be the reprieve for, like, the story before it goes back into being serious end-of-the-world kind of shit. We actually don't have that much left because it looks like a lot of videos on this list, but look at their length. Like, outside of this video and the next one, which is the next one is 40 minutes, and then this one that's 44 minutes, the rest are less than 10 minutes. So this one will probably take all of this stream because of the pausing and having to narrate, right? The next one, obviously another stream. That's what, today's Monday. So, oh, let me see. Yeah. So this will be tomorrow for Tuesday. These two will likely be on Wednesday. And then, yeah, like, give or take, we'll probably finish Thursday or Friday. Yeah, so this week will be the last week for Ambition of the Illuminus. All right. Anyway, let's get into it. I was gone for almost a week last week because it was only supposed to be a few days. But that road trip I took actually took quite a bit out of me. I went places and then came back, but it was hard to readjust. So I wasn't able to do that Friday stream that I originally had hoped for. I had to cancel it very last minute. And then I just took the rest of the weekend off because I was like, yeah, fuck it. It's like I'm scheduled to take the weekend off anyway, so I just used it to recover and recuperate even more, and now I'm back, finally. You can tell I came back pretty, like, re-energized because that intro, what's up, everybody? Like, even I saw it and was like, what the fuck? I was like...
Bruh, look at this dude.
Hobby Row Relics Block A1. Alright, second half of Photon Harvest. The second half of the Slice of Life anime. Also known as get Ethan and Karen back into their original outfits and hooked up. Get them dating. Ethan says, aha! What's up? Oh, he saw the message. Capitan Charcone sent the message. Ethan noticed it. He says, there they are! Oh no, he's talking about them. Lumia and whoever else. Oh, right, Maya. That's what it was. Karen says, this calls for a harsh scolding. Get them! Get their asses!
You son of a bitch!
They're fucking pissed at them for having, you know, tricked them into, like, getting a little date between each other while we were just basically an awkward third wheel witnessing it all. Lumia! Maya! I'm guessing Ethan called out for Lumia and then Karen called Maya out. So that's why I switched voices. Lumia says, Ethan?
Dylan!
Except she's freaking out. Maya says, Karen, what a surprise. How did you find us?
Bruh.
Karen says, we're here to help install the photon generators. Maya says, well, what a coincidence.
Oh,
We're
shit!
here for the same reason. Laya asked us to come. Mm-hmm. Keep yapping. Look at her. The music changed immediately. Laya says, so, how was it? It's been a while since you two went on a date, huh? She's not even trying to hide it anymore. Did you have fun? Oh my god, this is such a good fucking segment to come back home to. Karen says, it was a mission, Maya.
You bastard!
Lumia says, what? You two were all alone together and you just... Oh my god. Ethan says, don't be ridiculous. Cadence was with us the whole time. Yeah, we were hella third wheeling. Not because we wanted to, but I mean, we kind of wanted to. We want to see what the fuck is going on. You know, we want to catch a little something going on the side. We were just like, yo, okay, what's happening over there? Like, we were trying to keep our distance, but kind of not, because we want to hear the conversation. And yeah, it was a whole thing.
Oh, shit.
Lumi says, she literally said,
What?
Caters, haven't you ever heard the saying, two's company, three's a crowd? Alright, look, Lumia, you need to chill the hell out. Yeah, there we go. I'd stand up to her. Although I think groveling would be kind of funny too. But I'd be like, hey, listen, I'm not gonna be a part of your stupid games, alright? Actually, I just wanted to listen and, you know, I was trying to see what would happen between them. I was nosy. I'll be honest. Stand up to her. There you go. Read her. Read her. There you go. Caters is like,
Son of a bitch.
Lumia says, you've got to work with me on this one, Caters.
Fuck! You suck!
At certain times, it's best to leave people alone. The game doesn't let me. I'm sorry. Both of them, Maya and Lumia, are both like, right? Yeah, you know what they're thinking about. Ethan says, hello? Are you listening to yourselves here? Look at him being a fucking Karen. Karen's supposed to do that, Ethan. It's her name. Karen says, we're not here to amuse you ladies. There you go. Now Karen's actually living up to her name. Finally. She made it this far, though. That's pretty impressive. Lumia says, aw, there's no need to be all bashful, you guys.
Oh, shit.
It says, Lumia, I swear, one of these days. You gonna backhand her? That's a throwback of a reference right there. The localization team has an old soul on their team. Like, even for 2000s, that's a throwback. One of these days. Oh, the fuck? Dude, Lumia just ran away and ran into Yuga? She says, eep. Yuga says, hey now, are you okay there?
Surprise, motherfucker.
We could be asking you that, dude. Yuga says, shouting at a lady? Seems you've taken the rogue thing to heart. Oh, suck it, Ethan. Ethan says, Yuga!
You bastard!
Are you okay to be out here?
Dylan.
Maya says, Yuga! Yuga says, sorry to have worried you all. I'm better than ever. Yeah, now that you're the president of an enormous company and rich as fuck, sure. We're all just gonna glaze over that right now? Maya says, thank goodness. She was so worried sick she was gonna lose someone else. Yuga says, now what's your story? Ethan, Karen, what brings you two here? Ethan says, isn't it obvious? We're here to help with the photon generators. These two fuckers are setting us up on dates without our consent. Yuga says, I didn't see you on the cleared personnel list. Really? Karen says, it's possible that word may not have arrived yet. Yuga says, I see. Little wonder, I suppose. Ethan isn't a current Guardians member. Yeah, he's rogue. To say nothing of you, Karen. Karen says, I guess there's nothing for it then. Ethan says, I'm here because Lumia asked me along. She's a guardian now. Much to his dismay. Lumia says, yeah, but it's hardly a surprise that you're not included. Ethan says, I just told Laya I'm officially returning to the Guardians. Oh shit, he's coming back! Our boy! Lumia says, what? Seriously? He's finally done moping. Yuga says, that's excellent news.
Son of a bitch.
Maya says, oh, wonderful. We all knew you'd come back to us someday. We did it. Look, even Karen's happy. She's smiling. She didn't say much, but she smiled. Yuga says, well, let's move to the control room up ahead for now. Dude, I almost thought that was coming from somewhere in my room, dude. Like, I legit was like, is that some old, like, stopwatch from ages ago that is beeping in my room somewhere right now? Hugo says Professor Tom Rain is waiting for.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Oh shit! Actually, though, Laya says, Lumia, what do you think you're doing?
Ah!
Lumia says, huh? We were on New Days for the mushrooms, ma'am. Now I'm here with everybody to help with the generators. Laya says, I know that. But you've been off with Maya until now, right? You ditched Caters? Oh, you're fucked. Lumia says, Laya says, honestly, Lumia, I should have pieced it together when I talked to Maya and Caters. Damn, even Laya's pissed. I can guess what your game was, but you know I can't just let it slide. Oh shit, she's gonna get punished. Going AWOL like that'll earn you more than a stint in the brig.
You suck!
Lumia says, no! Laya says, I'm so sorry, Laya. It was all... Laya says, no excuses! Damn, she's laying down the law. She's bringing the hammer down right now. Laya says, Lumia, get your butt back to HQ now!
You son of a bitch! Suck!
Lumia says, I'm sorry, Laya. Just please don't lock me away. I promise I'll... Laya says, quit your whining. Things are too busy now to lose you for long. I'll let it slide, basically. Lumia says... Laya says, the toilets in HQ are clogging up. It's a nightmare. Oh! She's gonna wish she got locked up now. You get to repair and clean them. There it is. Lumia's like, what? Ethan says, Lumia, you're the new janitor. Laya's being extremely lenient here. You ought to be thankful. Oh, now who's smirking? Lumia's gonna be like,
Oh, shit!
Dude, bullshit.
Lumia says, prison might have been better after all. See, I knew it. I told you. Get fucked. You suck. Laya says, if the next two words out of your mouth aren't yes, ma'am, or I quit, I don't want to hear it. Damn. Fuck. Get fucked, Lumia. Lumia says, yes, ma'am. There you go. Sorry, guys. I've got to... yeah, bye. That's what you get. Karma's a bitch, ain't it, Lumia? I don't actually believe in it, but if I did, you know, it fits. Hugo says, whew, must be tough being Lumia. Yeah.
Dude, bullshit.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
Ethan says, I seriously wonder about that girl sometimes. Yeah. Sure you do. I'm sure you do. Karen says, hey, you weren't a whole lot better off back in the day, remember? Back in the day was still not even a year ago, if I've been keeping up pretty well with the timeline in the game, but sure. Ethan says, yeah, like, don't remind me. Oh shit, I missed it. Laya says, Hugo, you've got Ethan and them there with you, right? Hugo says, yes, ma'am. We've just rendezvoused. Or rendezvoused, for people who don't know the word. Laya says, sorry for the late notice. Get them to join in with the photon generators. Hugo says, understood. If I may, ma'am. I'm a little surprised you called back a pair of hands to clean toilets. She had to get punished somehow, right? Laya says, you heard that, did you? Her face. I just want to make her sweat. We've got a huge pack of injured folks here. Oh, so she's actually going to do that. We're short on people to help them out. I'll have Lumia on nurse duty. She was just fucking with her.
Oh, shit!
Sorry to cut into your manpower there, but it's for a good cause. Yeah, actually. Ethan says, we'll be fine here. That's good shit. I like that Lumia finally got bullied a little bit. They've been way too lenient on her this whole time, man. She deserved to get a little bit of hazing, you know?
You son of a bitch.
Hugo says she's really grown to fit the bill, hasn't she? She could go places. Who, Lumia? Yeah. She's got potential. Ethan says, yeah, we've got to do our part to keep up.
You son of a...
Oh, look, it's that circular ramp like that Alliance raid in Heavensward. Oh, this place. Well, the equivalent. Different structure, but the architecture's the same. I've gotta say, I'm pretty surprised. Who the hell's talking? Hugo? No, somebody else. I never knew you were related to the founders of GRM. Hugo says, me neither. Or somebody else. I can't tell, it's too far away. I remember your file as a trainee and it didn't say a word about that. Well, if you're that high profile, you can pull some strings to cover that kind of shit up. For your family members if you really want to. So I'm pretty sure his family probably, you know, did him a favor with that. Like, he probably requested it because he didn't want special treatment. I bet. Okay, so that was Karen that said that. But I don't know who first said, you know, back there. I don't know. Hugo says, it's hardly something that needs to be advertised. Yeah, see, he didn't want it to. Plus, there was a chance that GRM would attempt to get rid of me. The Guardians made for the perfect cover. Maya says, I did hear the company was taken over through less than pleasant means. Hugo says, yes, but I don't know all the details. Can we get free weapons from the GRM brand now at the stores? I mean, you're the new, like, CEO, so hook us up, dude. Hugo says, after my father died, my mother was more concerned with escaping and surviving than with taking back the company. I pretty much forgot about GRM entirely after getting to the colony. Okay, so they're establishing his dad was not the guy that just got arrested. So basically the company's back where it's supposed to have been. It was in the hands of some shady people that forcefully took it from his family. Interesting. Ethan says, you lie, Hugo.
Bullshit!
Hugo says, what do you mean? He's calling you out.
You son of a...
Ethan says, one time during training, I asked you to come shopping with me at... Oh, this is true. I remember this. At GRM, and you went 8 shades of pale. This is true. Oh my god, they're reconnecting to lore from, like, episode 1. This is actually true. I do remember that scene. He was like, yo, let's kill some time by going to shop at the GRM store. And Hugo was like, you know what? You go ahead. I just remembered I have something else to do. Or he like made up some excuse to fuck off. He did freak out. Ethan says, I didn't think much of it then, but now it all makes sense. This is kind of clever writing. The fact that they set that up way back then, and they're finally revealing it to us now. I like that. They were saving it. Because, like, at this point, remember that episode 3 was released in patches over, like, many months. Like, the patch cycles were pretty long, I'm pretty sure, from what I heard. So, it might have even taken a year or 2 for all of episode 3 to actually finish coming out. So this is, at this point, for the player, if they've been keeping up since the base game of Phantasy Star Universe, it's been probably a couple years. That's a hell of a detail to call back to. But, I mean, if the player really liked the game and they replayed it a few times... They'll probably be like, it'd probably be fresh in their mind. But if not, that's just like, what the fuck? Hugo says, you're right. I'd forgotten about that. Yeah, we don't forget, fool. Ethan says, you've had it rough this whole time. He was hiding from the company. Hugo says, not half as rough as you. Ethan says, ugh. That's true. I mean, you just lost your dad and everything before that was just like... Yeah, it's been rough for everybody. Hugo says, Ethan, I'm sorry. Karen says, you don't need to apologize, Hugo. You're not offended, are you, Ethan? Ethan says, right. Like, why would he be? Karen says, who cares about where we grew up or what family we're from? What matters is the family we have now, right? This is turning into a Fast and Furious movie. I like it. Karen says, we met as guardians and fought side by side. That's enough. There it is.
You son of a bitch.
Family. I don't have a Vin Diesel voice, but if I had one. See, they did it. They didn't say, you know, but they did it with their gestures. Even in a guardian suit, you're still the divine maiden, hmm? Uh-oh. Tom Rain. Karen says, it's been a while, Professor. Hmm? Wait a minute. Tom Rain says, I'm glad you're all here. How did the mushroom hunt go? What do you think, chump? How do you think it went? We got loads of mushies. Karen says, okay, everybody. Empty the mushrooms you collected from your nano-transformers. Maya says, well, Professor? Does it look like we have enough of them? Carmine says, to be honest, things look tight. Really? The plan requires enough mushrooms to equal 30 LSS photon generators. But the current haul will barely buy us 10. Oh my god. You gotta be kidding me. There's not enough, dude. I suppose we'll have no choice but to build more generators proper, but that could take time we don't have. As it stands, only 40 of the 50 we need are looking likely to happen. This is bad. Karen says, I'm sorry, Professor. We failed. Tom Rain says, there's no sense in blaming anyone, dear. Frankly, it's a miracle that even 40 of these things were made. Hugo says, Ethan says, then we'll make up the difference using the power of people. Power to the people! Ethan just went fucking sickle and star over here. Out of nowhere. Tom Rain says, bold words, Mr. Weber. Much appreciated. Yes, comrade. But the coming unification points will see people split among the devices. It's doubtful we'll... Holy shit, they sped up. It's doubtful we'll even have sufficient manpower to install generators at the fourth confinement system on Rikros. Or Rikros, I think is what they established as the pronunciation. Maya says, especially with seed forms in the way. I mean, yeah, the whole planet's literally made of them. Armain says, precisely. Well, this is a pickle. We're at a bare minimum in terms of both people and resources. It's dangerously close to this coming down to a 50-50 guessing game. Shit. Ethan says, what should we do? Carmaine says, play your part. That's all any of us can do, Mr. Weber. Yeah. Those are straight facts right there. When it comes to any cause you're working towards that requires more than one person to do it, which is most of them, you rarely ever succeed alone at anything, even if you don't realize it. But yeah, when it comes to accomplishing something big like this, all you can do is play your part and hope everyone else does their part too. And then just hope for the best. It is what it is. Alright, hold on. I gotta do something before that ad break starts. There we go. Do that instead. Get rid of them. Oop. Anyway, yeah. All any of us can do is play our part. For the old country, comrade. Carmine says, now, shall we begin? I'd like to ask you all to clear out the seed forms coming in from outside, in addition to helping us install the photon generators. Yes. Maya says, purifying the seed sounds like the harder of the two. Obviously. It's gotta fight. Ethan says, then I'll go. Carmen says, alright. Caters, would you join him? Why not? Karen says, I'll help them too. Sweet. The old school... We have the old school gang back together here. Literally, it's the PSU one. It's the PSU episode 1 crew here. Carmen says, Karen, doesn't the Divine Maiden have other duties to perform now? Karen says, there's still time. Until then, I'll help purify the area. I think she misses being a guardian. She kind of wants to, you know, stretch her legs a little bit. Ethan says, shouldn't you start focusing your mental strength? Carmine says, as I'm sure you're aware, a significant number of seed forms are likely to be drawn in response to the A-photon reactor. Karen says, don't worry. I'll be sure to conserve my strength for the unification point. I feel like concentrating on eliminating the seed now. Oh, champ. I'm telling you, she wants to, you know. Will be a big help in helping me focus? Hold on, how did they word that? That seems kind of odd. I feel like concentrating on... Oh, I read it wrong. The cadence, yeah. It's a problem when you don't... Sometimes text, even with proper punctuation, can't always deliver like the cadence of what the character, you know, their tone of voice and everything. He says, I feel like concentrating on eliminating the seed now will be a big help in helping me focus. Carmine says, if you're certain, I'm very thankful for your help. What she's saying is she needs to level up, man. She needs the EXP from killing the fucking seed monsters so that she can actually, you know, have a high enough magic stat to do her thing later. That's the Divine Maiden. That's what she's saying, in gamer terms. Ethan says, alright, let's head outside. Karen says, Maya, you and Hugo be careful too. Maya says, you worry about yourself. Maya says, alright, Professor, we're heading off too. Tarmin says, best of luck, everyone. Why is Hugo dropping his head like that? What's on your mind, sport? You alright, buddy? Yeah, see, he's deep in thought. Hugo says, Maya says, Hugo, is something wrong? Are you ready to start work on the generators? Hugo says, Oh, yes. Hello, sauce. You better not still be being manipulated by Seed. The Final Fantasy VIII mercenary group. Trial start! Destroy 150 seed forms. Oh, not this shit again. Fucking
Bullshit!
Karen says around 150 seed forms were spotted in this area. There may be even more. Ethan says, well, either way, it's our job to take them down. There you go.
Son of a bitch.
Go get him, Ethan. Get their asses. Oh, we got Boomas. Actual old school Boomas from Phantasy Star Online. Holy shit. I didn't know those were going to appear in this story mode. I like the whip sound effects. say we need a whip class like this in FF14 as well. But actually, that just made me think about something else that I've seen people talk about and low-key complain about for a long time for FF14. It's not like a Dawn Trail thing. I like how the weight of the attacks look. Like, you can actually kind of feel it. Like, if I was playing the game, I would feel the weight of the whip. Like, with the sound effects and the animations, you actually feel the weight of your attacks, I feel. With that weapon, that ball and chain that they're using. And that's something that's severely lacking in FF14's job class design for a lot of job classes. There's just something about the sound effects and the animations that just don't hit like that. There's no proper oomph. And like, I know it's a thing that's been around for a while because, I mean, obviously, like any normal sane person who plays the game, who plays FF14 on PC, I obviously use Forbidden Dark Arts. And a lot of the modders will literally say that's why they made their mod. Like when they make attack animation mods for FF14, they're literally like, I feel like the game lacks what I just explained. Like a sort of I like how they're cheesing this right now. Like yeah, like a lot of the game's attack animations and sound effects just lack oomph. You know, they don't have like weight behind them. And so they make attack animation mods for job classes that they like that will actually give them that. I actually downloaded one recently for one of my favorite job classes, and it's like that. It actually, my attacks in the game will actually feel and sound like that now. Like I'm actually fucking, you know, thrusting a goddamn spear into an enemy. I'm getting ahead of it, because, you know, especially with that community. Everything is sexual in the FF14 community. But anyway, yeah, you know what I mean. So yeah, like that's definitely something that Square Enix should work on, but I feel like that's just kind of sounding like a broken record at this point. Let's just speed this up. But I was rambling, so I think I used the time wisely. But guess what? 4x speed is back, baby. Let's go. That's right, it came back. Karen says, once we beat these, this block is done. Text boxes last long enough for me to still be able to pause it in time. But yeah, this is something that that literally just happened like a few days ago. Like 1 or 2 days ago. So if I had streamed on Friday, we still wouldn't have had 4x speed. But yeah, they brought 4x speed back finally. I don't know if it's still a premium feature for PC. Actually, let me check. A YouTube premium feature, I mean. There. Yes, it's still premium only. But yeah, they brought it back. It was only on mobile for a while. When did it disappear? We were still in like episode 1 of PSU, I think, when it disappeared. But now it's back. So, just randomly they added it back in. Which means we get through segments like this twice as fast. Ethan says, don't push yourself too hard, Karen. Karen says, I'm fine. Pay attention or you'll regret it. Look at that. They are such a couple. They're both smiling at each other while they're saying that. They're just basically like low-key teasing each other at this point. That was just them flirting, basically. As the only way they know how, being guardians and everything. I think they're getting ready to conceive the next generation of Divine Maiden later, you know what I'm saying? Like... oh, whoa. Oh, I mean, there. What the hell? I'm getting a lot of pings on Discord. What the hell's going on? Okay, yeah. One of the servers I'm in, they just decided to do a lot of announcements recently. Holy shit, I didn't know that. But it seems to work fine for me. Oh, I wish I hadn't seen that right now. I'm busy with something else. But, that's an old announcement. Let me see, what was this other one? Alright, I'll read that later. It's a giant wall of text. Alright, who talked first? So I know. 150 seed forms destroyed. Sweet!
Bitch.
Okay, it was Karen. Karen says that should do it. Ethan says, whew, these eradication missions are a killer. Come on, dude. You know you've killed over 150 seed in one sitting before. They're just being very lighthearted and cheery right now. It's like the doom and gloom is really gone from the story right now ever since the Illuminus were destroyed. Like, we still have the giant seed threat they left behind, but we're just kind of like, eh, we'll make it through. We'll be fine. They're just like all cheery now. Uh-oh. This is Rutsu. He's gonna be pissed. Rutsu says, Divine Maiden! There he is. Karen says, Chief Light Master Rutsu. You gonna talk shit? Oh, she goes back into her prim and proper pose. You see that? She says, is something wrong? You seem pale. She's fucking with him. Rutsu says, I heard you went out to purify the seed. I was worried near to death that something might happen to you. Dude, I was a skilled guardian way before I became a divine maiden, right? Chill out. Karen says, I was just helping. I was just helping. See? I have Ethan and Caters with me. You couldn't ask for two better escorts. Aw, thank you, Karen. Rutsu says, I'm just glad you're safe. Karen says, tell me, how are the LSS photon generators from the communion coming? I have to lock my phone. Rutsu says, I've been dealing with little else. Tithes alone could not cover the cost of the generators. Tithes? Shit. I was raising my damn armrest. We have sunk the net worth of the communion of Goral into them. Holy shit, the full budget? Not even the full budget, all of it. Their entire wealth. It says we have borrowed against everything, up to and including headquarters. All that has bought us 10 generators. Dude, we're severely lacking resources right now. Karen says, then anything beyond that is impossible. Rutsu says, now, we must keep hope alive. Karen says, That's kind of surprising coming from you, yeah. Rutsu says, we still have the limitless power of the people. And the blessings of the Holy Light, of course. Karen says, Light Master Rutsu. Yeah, she's surprised too. Wasn't expecting him to talk like that. She says, well said. You're right.
You son of a bitch.
I knew we were right to give him another chance. Rutsu says, and to keep those wills strong, Divine Maiden, I have a favor to ask. There are believers here who are exhausted from long hours of work. Go talk to them. Yeah. Karen says, I'll see to them. Rutsu says, is that alright, Master Weber? Master Weber, he calls us. Holy shit. Yeah, see, even Ethan's like, huh? Like, you just called me Master Weber? Sounds way too much like something else. I just noticed when I said that just now. But we're gonna just let that go. Put it out of our minds. And just focus on the fact that he actually called him that. And Ethan's like, just as shocked as we are. Ethan says, me, I mean, if Karen... dear God, headlights. Sorry, if the Divine Maiden says she's going, I'm not gonna stop her. Rutsu says, thank you, sir. Ethan, I think that was his way of recognizing you as, you know. I think he approves of you being with her. That's why he was kind of asking. He was kind of like saying, is that okay with you, man? Because I know she's like your girl and everything. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's what they're hinting at with this. Like, Rutsu approves of them. That's cute. Or just, you know, has just as much respect for Ethan now as the Divine Maiden. One or the other. It could be both. Honestly, it's probably both. Rutsu says, thank you, sir. It's probably a little of both, yeah. I mean, that's why Ethan reacted that way. He was like, what? Like, why are you asking me for permission? Like, we're not, you know, like, we're totally not a thing, even though we are. And I suck at hiding it. It's basically, that was Ethan's reaction. Ritza says, well then, Divine Maiden. Karen says, yes. Pause champing here. Part 222. I still see that in my chat over there. Dude, if somebody reads that title, they'll be like, what the fuck happened to the other 188 parts? Like, if I did the math right, I don't know. Ethan says, Well, here she goes, back into her politician clothing, basically. Or, I guess religious. This is the more proper way, but, you know. Yeah, that's probably the more proper term, but still, it's kind of like the same thing in this context. She's an important figure. She's back into her important figure clothing. An important public figure. Ethan says, well, what's going on? What is going on? The fuck was that? Are Hugo and Maya okay? This is the longest pause champ. Players scratching their ass right now. It stopped. Dude, they took so long. The shaking stopped and it wasn't supposed to. Some dude in the back says, Lightmaster Rutsu, Divine Maiden! What's up, dude? Please, you must escape. A pack of Stateria are on their way. The fuck?
Surprise, motherfucker.
Ethan says, take me there. We'll stop them. Boss fight. Could just be another, like, round of a shit ton of enemies, but it could also be a boss fight. Ethan says, let's go, Caters.
Son of a...
Karen says, I'll go as well. You just changed back into your robes. I mean, she can still fight. We've seen her, but still. Rutsu says, Divine Maiden, you mustn't. Of course. Karen says, Rutsu, evacuate the workers. Maybe she's gonna step into the healer role. You need to hurry. Rutsu pauses and says, I understand. On you, buddy. It almost looks like we're playing as Ethan again, like in the old days. Because we're like standing in the same exact spot as him. We're overlapping right now. Ethan says, these guys remind me of the Dean's relics. Oh, he's getting nostalgia too. Karen says, Stateria, huh? Stay sharp. Let's go. Yeah, so now she's gonna fight as basically a healer job class. She's still doing some mad flips though. But I guess you can still use daggers in this form. We saw that last time too. You gonna dance with him or attack him, Karen? What are you doing? She's just like, where you going? Where you going? That's not a boss fight. It's just there could still be one, but for the most part, we're just fighting a bunch of Stateria. Which, hey, they're supposed to be on our side. What the fuck? It's supposed to be a defense mechanism against the Seed. Why are they attacking us?
You bastard! Son of a bitch!
This probably won't be as long, so I'll just put it at double speed. Fuck it. I'll pause it if something happens. I'll just turn it down. Okay, something happened. I don't know if we're done yet, but Ethan says, phew. Looks like they plan to keep us hopping until the unification point. Yeah, that's one way to look at it. Tarmain says, Mr. Weber, I heard a pack of Stateria appeared. Or is it Stateria? I can't remember the pronunciation from episode 1. Ethan says, we just purified them. How is it over there? Tarmain says, we're through with the confinement system inspection. I'm still not convinced Shit, they went fast. I'm still not convinced it'll have enough power, but the LSS generator should be able to activate it. Ethan says, nice work. Tarmain says, I just heard from Leo Gini. Heading up the installation over at the Motube relics. He asked if he could borrow Caters. Oh, we're gonna go help them next, huh? Alright. Been a while since we hung out with Tonio and... What the hell's his first name? Well, it is just Leo, right? Leo for short. Leo Gini's the full first name, and then, yeah. Ethan says, fine by me. Tarmain says, it sounded like Miss Martinez had already okayed it. Maya and Hugo also said they didn't object. But how about you, Caters? Well, thanks for at least asking my opinion first. Do you mind? Ethan says, as if you could turn all that down. As if you could turn all that down. Still, I feel bad. It's like you're doing all the work. The game is aware. The game is self-aware.
Oh, shit.
He says, I guess that was me around the last unification point. The game is very aware. Yeah. Yeah, because last time we, the player, were playing as you, Ethan. That's why you were doing all the work back then, and now you're not. You've been downgraded to NPC. So you get to be chill and relax and not do all the work anymore. You're in retirement mode. Not being the player character anymore. Karen says, it's tough being the linchpin of the team, but hang tough. You mean it's tough being the main character of the fucking story? Or at least, you know, the player character, I guess I should say. It's not always the main character. Oops, this thing was... Hold on. Also, I'm looking up what linchpin means. If you guys are wondering why the hell I just suddenly... What the fuck is this? A person or thing vital to an enterprise organization. Pin passed to the end of an axle to keep a wheel in position. Yeah, basically the glue that holds everything together is what they're calling us. Which is true, yeah. The Graal system would have gone extinct if it wasn't for us. Oh, yeah, Ethan used to be the linchpin. Ethan says, leave New Days to us. You go take care of things on Motube. Huh.
You son of a bitch.
Bye-bye! They're cheering us on. With the efforts on New Days underway, the installation of the LSS photon generators in each of the confinement systems was progressing smoothly. Professor Tom Rain's doubts about the output levels remain, however, despite the supplemental source of photons he'd arranged for. I mean, it's a lot of fucking energy. Now, everyone in the Graal system is busy doing his or her part to prepare for the unification point. Holding out hope without any guarantee that their efforts will see remuneration. Sometimes you have to do a Hail Mary. Sometimes there is no other choice but to do a Hail Mary, yeah? That is what it is. There's another player. And there it is. We made it to 50 minutes, but unfortunately the next one's too long. And I'd rather just keep a clean cut. So I guess we're just ending this stream a little earlier than usual. Also, they're doxing their friends and their DMs now. Yes, NP, I will play. Hello, I read your message. Hey, cutie? They're getting hit on. Bet it's because of their character. Hey, we don't know. You know, we don't know if this is a guy or a girl playing the game right now. You know. But I 100% bet you 90% of messages that any MMO player gets playing a female character, and I know this through experience, it's happened to me, is things like that. Hey, cutie. Sup, smiley face over here. Hey. And then this is, I don't know. But yeah, who knows? So I like how they just showed this on while they're recording and shit. Just bruh. There we go. All right. So next is episode 3, chapter 7, Road to Rygros. That's how they pronounce it. It's 3 parts on this playlist, but yeah, the first half is split into 2 parts, and then the second half is its own video, just like the Photon Harvest video. But the second part of the first half of this one is only 6 minutes. Look, yeah, the first half of the chapter we just finished was literally 39 minutes plus 27 minutes. These 2 videos here. And the second half was 31 minutes. This is nowhere near as long, even though it's also still split into 2 videos. The second video is literally just less than 7 minutes. So we'll do these 2 videos tomorrow, which is Tuesday. And then that means... Oh, never mind. Yeah, we'll finish a lot sooner then. Then we can just do this on Wednesday. And then Thursday 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay, yeah. This makes up at least about 50 minutes, especially with pausing to read and narrate. So yeah, this whole segment here is going to be a whole hour, basically. So then yeah, tomorrow will be this, and then Wednesday will be this, and then Thursday we finish it out. So if we actually do finish on schedule on Thursday, if everything goes well, and we finish on schedule on Thursday, then I may start the next game, which I'm not spoiling what it is, but it should be obvious at this point. Considering the franchise I'm playing. It should be pretty obvious what the next game is going to be at this point. But I may actually start it on Friday. I don't know yet. Depends, because starting a new game that I've never played before in my life, and especially when it's an MMO, it's pretty heavy. So I may wait till Monday and just take Friday off. But if I'm really feeling it on Friday, I'll just probably start. I most likely will start on Friday. I'm not, like, I can tell you from how I feel right now, because I've been a little hyped up to play this game for a while now. Just from watching other people play it and talk about it. Again, not spoiling it, but it should be obvious. Just from how hyped up I've gotten recently for it, I may actually just start on Friday, honestly. And I'll probably go back to 2-hour streams at that point. One of the reasons, and I'll try not to ramble too much because I'm trying to end the stream now, but one of the reasons I'm doing 1-hour streams with this is just because it's a lot of narration. I think I did say it before a few streams ago. The constant voiceover, because they obviously didn't have the budget for voice acting outside of the, I keep calling her the AI VTuber, the Hal chick, you know, that news reporter chick that we keep seeing. Like they obviously just, they saved it all for that, and so having to narrate all the lines of characters has just been kind of it's just been a little rough. So I had to like pace myself basically, and that's why I was just like, I'm just gonna do 1-hour segments for now, because otherwise it kind of just drains me a little too much having to do all that yapping on top of the yapping I already do outside of narrating, which is like what I'm doing right now, you know. So anyway, I'll cut it there. But yeah, if I start that game on Friday, I'll probably go back to doing 2-hour streams at that point. So yeah, that's the plan. Alright folks, that's all for me for now. So as always, thank you all very much for the support across Twitch and YouTube. I appreciate it. Wherever you decide to watch, thank you very much. And as always, please do take care of yourselves. Stay safe out there. Don't die, all that good stuff. And until next time, I hope you all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, and good night. And I will see you all next time. And remember,
We will choose to fight.
I'll just let him say from now on. We'll choose to fight.
You suck!
Son of a bitch.